platforms are trying to take over the world. After Zuckerberg's metaverse has plainly failed, can Apple succeed where my BJJ opponent Zuckerberg has yet to? Is it possible that the Apple Pros goggle boxes for the vision holes could possibly succeed? This new advert, brilliantly crafted piece of propaganda, seems to suggest that it might. Apple with their ongoing court cases, Apple with their power of a massive nation. I'm talking Senegal, I'm talking Finland, I'm talking Belgium. Is it right? Let's have a look at this hairy Viking man putting on some swimming goggles that help him to swim into a new reality. Dreamer, you're nothing but a dreamer. Interesting that they're using that track because, in a sense, he is being put into an illusion, a dystopic one in my view, even though it's well designed. It's got a lovely Swedish-looking premises there, very natural, very organized, and I suppose it's sort of visually similar to the menu, the ecosystem, Apple's famous ecosystem. It's walled garden. One of the things that Apple are proudest of and upon which their business is heavily contingent is if you have an iPhone, it links up to your watch, it links up to your computer. Is it a walled garden or is it a prison? Let us know in the chat and the comments. They're very good at getting you Apple and then keeping you there. I mean, I think they spent $1 billion preventing moody chargers being used, didn't they? Like, so, can't I just get a charger down the garage? You better not. Steve Jobs will be spinning in his grave on acid if he knew you was just buying a charger from a garage. Buy a proper one. Did they even change it from, it used to be like a normal headphone hole to the type of hole it is now?
I think isn't it now universal, whereas before it was purely Apple. And
Apple.
Now you can, I don't know.
I think it should be the headphone one still.
I use the old phone, so I'm not.
What do you mean? So what do you stick in there?
This is a 7. This is.
Oh, Gareth, you're living in the past.
No,
you ain't nothing but a dreamer.
I refuse to go along with all this.
Well, can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said dreamer. Always plucking little images out of the world like that, like he's pulling a mosquito towards him, like he's going to breastfeed it, like he's going to breastfeed an insect. Well, can you put your hands in your head? Oh, I'm just going to sit down with some popcorn and just watch this documentary about Napoleon. Oh, pull it a bit closer. Mate, be honest. You're going to have a wank, aren't you? You're going to have an immersive Apple goggle wank. Oh, everyone's saying, I'll probably learn a bit about Napoleon now. Get these immersive goggles. Whoop, whoop. Right, might as well take over Corsica. He ain't doing that, is he? Like, you're going to be surrounding himself in smut. Tapping his foot, the perv. Oh, sorry, I feel guilty about that campaign now. Not tonight, Josephine. Retreat! Okay. I'm still parenting. I'm parenting my children in these goggles. This not blurred my connection or in any way marred the experience of my daughter. Look at this pass I'm making in the kitchen. That's like where you properly bleach out reality.
She's so dissatisfied with the miracle of flight that she has to put some goggles on.
Oh, 30,000 feet going on an holiday. Oh, God, it disgusts me. Look at these people. Time for some downstairs goggle action.
This guy's just looking at a photo, though, isn't it? It's not that good.
Ooh. Right, see that thing over there, mate? What, that glass box? Yeah, that's the window. Look at that, you bloody idiot. It's free. I suppose that these are some interesting facts to supplement this. Apple makes $1.4 billion but avoids paying tax in the UK. The US tech giant also paid $25 million in dividends. The tech giant has found a tax haven in the island of Jersey, leaving billions of dollars untouched by the United States. Leaked documents revealed in 2017, $252 billion. I suppose what we have is an institution, a body, a corporation that's more powerful than nations, therefore able to bias and influence laws. It's able to redirect legislation, and now is pioneering new realms where reality itself may be dominated. When you envisage a dystopia where people have potentially chips in their brains where they're more and more, when I say they, I mean we, when we're more and more divorced from one another and more divorced from the experience of nature. I see these as these sort of incremental stepping stones on our way to a reality where we're more and more cut off from one another and the sensory realm. And again, it's not a neutral domain. It's like a curated reality owned by a very, very powerful entity. Also a very bloody good advert.
Yeah, and it's that thing, isn't it? I mean, we were talking about how scary the Neuralink seems, like putting a brain chip inside your mind. But how far off is this? It's not that far off that. And a bit like with mobile phones, you know, when we talked about the FBI, one of the revelations about the FBI and them spying on us, spying on doing 300,000 illegal searches. Well, we know that we are inviting this spying by owning these phones. Well, we're going one step further when we're going to put something like this on our heads.
They famously participate with the deep state. It's possible that even at their inception there was possible funding, certainly in the case of Google and other global Goliaths. And when you hear that Neuralink have been rushing, have we got that headline? Neuralink are rushing the Neuralink. Don't rush it. Do it slowly and deliberately. What I like is the way that they one by one address what we are going to level at it. Oh, you won't be able to see your kids' faces. Don't use these Apple goggles. You won't be able to see your kids. Oh, you'll go wandering off into walls. It will prevent you from having connections to other people. No. It's going to increase your connection to other people. You'll be able to bleach out the miracle of flight. It's almost trying to present itself as utopian in a way that the metaverse has evidently failed to do.
Just going back to the Neuralink, because I feel a little bit bad kind of criticising the Neuralink to an extent, although, as you said a minute ago, animal testing was being rushed, causing needless suffering and deaths. Doesn't sound brilliant. But at least, like, the point of Neuralink, according to Elon Musk, is that it's going to deal with a lot of these issues, schizophrenia, like help in lots of medical situations. This is about profit, nothing else. Pure greed by Apple.
Yeah, they're obviously making it about craft and creativity and a certain kind of aesthetic, which Apple have historically been geniuses at. It's essentially, many people have offered the critique that Apple is primarily about design over function, that their products look beautiful. It's not about their effectiveness, it's about the feeling that they have. And certainly I've been beguiled by that type of marketing to the point where I see other types of phone or laptop or computer as inferior, even though many people say the reverse is true. But outside of the aesthetics is clearly an appetite for dominion, a fierce battle being fought for IP, and a kind of a seriousness when it comes to propriety, ownership. So is it a good thing that Apple are able to curate new levels of reality? Let us know in the comments.